I know when I say mountain marathon, a lot of people think I'm talking about like a marathon race. And then I have to clarify, it's just 5K, but it's 5K, 3,000 feet of climbing. And like, it gets the hype of like a massive marathon. You got a start line and then the checkpoint at the top of the mountain. And you can take any line you want up and down the mountain. And of course, there's become these established main routes up and down, but people do take other lines. And then even amongst the established routes, you could be hammering up a single track and you'll hear someone in the bushes 10 meters to your right, and they're taking an alternative line. And so it's kind of interesting how people like kind of come back together, and they might even join back up and then take their line to the right, and other people are taking their line to the left. And it's kind of like a bunch of ants running up the mountain. Maybe you're like 6 minutes into the race. There's like 2 routes. And so the lead pack can actually like split, and you'll actually like go the other way from your competitor, and then you rejoin back here. So it's kind of interesting. You'll like, the 2 routes come back together, and then you might realize you're like 10 meters back from a guy or ahead of him. Yeah, it's just crazy that this changes every year after like the snowfall and the spring melt off. Like, this rock, some years is like people jump straight off it, but yeah, but it's like way different right now.
Crazy, I guess if it's dry.
Yeah,
Jump.
but I think also it wasn't so cut out in years past. So it was like, yeah, I won't be jumping off that. Not this year. Some of the guys that have come down here and practice a bunch usually have really good advice on what's the best route. Or if we hang out here a little bit, you'll start to see people practicing the different lines. Usually I'll just like do a few laps and try some different things. It's not gonna like win or lose the race, but at least for coming down, I want to know the best route just for being like safe. Oh yeah. Oh. I don't know, I end up just like, I just play it by ear because I don't have anything memorized. But this looks pretty trutch, so maybe I should try to figure it out. Yeah, this is gonna be a good one. Oh. Dude, I don't know. Maybe that's not the best option. Oh. Okay. So maybe I should, check the right route.
Yeah, so starting back with the history of the race, this has got to be, I think, the 3rd oldest foot race in America. The race started as a bar bet, you know. It was to see if you could get around the rock on top and down in less than 1 hour, right? So the route was kind of beside the point. It was just how to get there and down as fast as possible. But then, maybe 90s, early 2000s, people started to really build a lot of interest in winning this race. And then so it kind of became a specialty sport in its own. I know right ahead of me, there was a group of men who had this critical mass, and they were training year round for mountain running. And I looked up to those guys, and I was inspired by them.
He's got a shot at breaking the record. 41:48 is Killian's number. Hello, Killian. You may have to come back to Anchorage. That is an incredible performance by David Norris, a rookie on this mountain who had only been up it a couple of times. And he just beat the best guy in the world by over 20 seconds.
Yeah, so David in 2016, that was the year after Killian came, broke the record, the world's most famous mountain runner. It was a really big deal for Killian to come here people were excited about that, but it's a little bit of, okay, the record was broken, but he took it from an Alaskan, you know, we got to get that record back, and it was a stout record. And like, man, this might be a while. It's who's gonna take it back for Alaska? And then the very next year, this guy comes and takes it back. People were really proud about that. Was that part of your motivation, David, to bring it back home?
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching Kilian's race, and like, I think Eric Bjornsson and I were watching, and we were kind of like, do you think we could run that time? And we saw Jim Shine run with Kilian and Ricky to the top, and we were kind of like, I don't know, Kilian's the best of the best. And then, I don't know, that motivation to get on the mountain after seeing him do it, it was definitely added that excitement for us. Yeah, I saw like in the second half of the mountain, I was definitely extending my lead on Darren, and I figured with the buffer I was building that I probably wouldn't lose it on the downhill. Did it. Definitely the gnarliest of conditions I've ever seen. But even with like this kind of crappy weather, everybody still came out. The crowd was as good as ever. And I think, I mean, aside of me, like I knew I wasn't racing for a record, and I felt strong going up. So once I got down to Main Street and I knew nobody was going to catch me in the last like quarter mile, I think I really enjoyed this race. I got a lot of high fives and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, for me it was kind of special just to like, you know, be back home and really like enjoy the atmosphere here. Coming back here, it's like, yeah, being elsewhere is always sweet, but I do love the fact that when I come back to Alaska, I'm always just like, it is so sick here. And yeah, nothing really compares to running in Alaska.
I feel like I know everyone at this race, like whether I know them super well personally or not, like people all the way down the roster, you know, the back of the packers, middle of the pack people, and those in like the top 10 and stuff. You know, you see like your friend's dad out there and like someone you used to babysit or something like that. So I really love that. It's so fun to be able to cheer for people or just seeing people down here training.
Like this race got both of us interested in mountain running.
Yeah, totally.
Like, I think that's why, or at least like what's special behind it is like, that is like the rawest of mountain running races too.
Yeah.
You can get into mountain running and then you go elsewhere and you're still like, mountain marathon's the coolest race ever.
Yeah, yeah. And I think like Alaskans are really proud of it because it kind of put Alaska mountain running on the map.
A lot of it's just about socializing and coming a few days early, and it's not just Mount Marathon. There's a lot of cool events, and it's just a lifestyle. Mountain running is a lifestyle for a lot of people here, and yeah, just go up the mountain and tailgate afterwards, and it's just a special scene. So when you have 95 years of history and sort of a one-of-a-kind event, it's just a celebration of the town of Seward and Alaska in general, and just a really pure race, and it's just so cool having thousands of spectators.
Today. It says it's Steamboat Springs, but I really think it should say Fairbanks.
Yeah. True.
With a time of 44:51, David Norris.